And you can always find out about politics in the Orange County Register. And joining us now is political reporter Peggy Lowe from the Orange County Register. Nice to have you with us.
Hi, Ed.
Last week we talked about Sheriff Jack Anderson and this proposal he has to try to save a great deal of money for the county. Explain the proposal and what's going on.
Well, it's pretty interesting. Jack Anderson has said if we replace the deputies in the jail with correctional officers, we could save up to $80 million over the course of several years. The Supes really like the idea, and a lot of other Republicans, of course, in the county, too, really like it. However, Anderson, of course, is in the running for the replacement to Sheriff Mike Corona, former Sheriff Mike Corona. I'm still getting used to that.
Yeah.
And it's seen by many people, Anderson's move, as very political. For instance, the union said, you didn't really confer with us, you can't do this arbitrarily, you have to negotiate this with us over the course of years, and you told us, Jack, that what you wanted this for was the expansion of the music jail over the course of several years. And so that union is very upset about this.
Is it right now just on hold because of the union?
No, it's not at all. I mean, Anderson said he's going to have this in operation within the next 6 months, which makes the union particularly cranky. So he's moving forward with it. They're saying he can't. There's been letters going back and forth, which we posted on our blog.
We talk about the sheriff, and the search is on. It's kind of amazing to me. We've talked again about spending money to get a search firm when basically the qualifications of the sheriff need someone that's in this immediate area. What is going on?
Well, you know, it's appropriate that it's spring because it feels sort of like prom time around the whole administration because we have all these candidates. They all need a date for the prom. They want the appointment from the Supes. You know, they're brushing off their nicest suits. They're talking nice about themselves, looking for their date. But right now, it's not happening. The Supes probably won't even move, I don't think, until probably the end of May. But next week at the Supes meeting, we're going to have an update. They will have the national search people around to say what's going to go on. However, there's about 6 to 8 candidates right now in the ring. And I have a little breaking news for you.
What?
Ooh. There's another candidate who might join in, and that's Assistant Sheriff Dan Martini.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, he was the one. I even got a little surprise out of both of you,
Yeah.
didn't I?
Yeah, very much so.
He was the guy that was fired, of course, in the last hours of the the Corona administration. So, whoops, little faux pas.
Yeah.
And so he's going to throw his hat in the ring.
Cool.
And we talk about Bill Hunt. We've had quite a few words about him, and then now you've got a new one throwing his hat in the ring. Who are the other viable candidates?
In addition to Bill Hunt, we've got Jack Anderson, of course, who we just talked about. Ralph Martin, he's the Los Angeles County commander. He ran against Corona, came in third, but he's very impressive candidate, and a lot of the Supes like him. Paul Walters, the police chief in Santa Ana, who I'm sure you guys know, he's run before. The number 2 guy in Anaheim, who is kind of a sleeper candidate at this point. His name is Craig Hunter. He's a pretty good candidate as well. So those are off the top of my head, the guys I can remember.
When we talk about the Sheriff's Department again, Shirley Grindle, what are these recent charges, or the most recent one that she's brought up?
Shirley Grindle is not leaving Mike Corona alone. She has been the bane of his existence for years on campaign finance, and she's not even letting up, even though he's out of office. So she was looking at his most recent campaign disclosure forms, and she found what she's calling the magical $25,000. All of a sudden, this $25,000 popped up on the form, and they said it was from 9 years ago. And Shirley said, "What the heck is this?" So she's filed a complaint with the FPPC and said, "We want to know what this is about."
I tell you, she's amazing. She's one person that stays after the politicians, and there needs to be more, for that matter.
I wish I had her energy. She's over 70 years old.
The Register had a wonderful story that we talked about on Friday, and then it was in the paper on Sunday, talking about the lack of a grading system for the restaurants in this county, and there's an awful lot of them that need something like that. The supervisors seem to have jumped into the fray now. What's going to happen, or what does it look like?
A really good investigation. Glenn Driscoll and Ron Campbell. And what's really cool, if you go online, you can put in your favorite restaurant, and that grade will come up, so you can check online what it is, or I mean what the possible health violations are. What the Supes are looking at now is a memo that got lost in the mail, it appears, that looks at several different ratings systems for local restaurants, including that ABC that like San Diego and LA has. So they're looking at that now. That's not to say that they will get it, because the pro-business attitude really of the Supes has always been leave them alone. But we'll see.
Last couple of about 20 seconds or so, just curious, the Jail Oversight Committee got approved. Now what?
In 2 months, they will be putting out contracts for an executive director. I hear it's going to be Michael Girardo I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's the guy in LA County right now, and I think they want him for executive director, but they will be contracting with a group of attorneys to run that office.
Peggy, always a pleasure having you and keeping us updated on this political stuff, because it's
I'm
all
so glad I
over the
surprised you guys.
Yeah, it's nice.
When news breaks, we fix it. Thanks, Peggy.